Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're a freelancer, a gig worker, or an independent contractor here in the US, then this video is specifically for you. I know taxes can seem super overwhelming, especially when you're not getting a simple W-2 like a traditional employee. But please, don't worry. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to file your taxes as a freelancer. Whether this is your very first year freelancing or you've been doing this for a while, by the end of this video, you will know exactly what to do, what forms you need, how to lower your tax bill, and most importantly, how to stay out of trouble with the IRS. Ready? Let's jump right in. First off, let's understand your tax status. As a freelancer, the IRS considers you to be self-employed. This means you are officially running a business, even if it's just you, working from your laptop at home. So, instead of getting a W-2 from an employer at the end of the year, you typically receive a Form 1099 and EC from each client who paid you $600 or more during the tax year. Now, here's a crucial point. Even if you don't get a 1099 from a client, or if they paid you less than $600, you are still legally required to report all of that income. The IRS expects you to track every single dollar you earn and report it honestly, so the responsibility is on you to keep perfect records. This brings me to my next point: keeping meticulous records and tracking your income. Before tax time even rolls around, it is absolutely essential to track your income and your expenses throughout the entire year. You can use a simple spreadsheet, a dedicated app like QuickBooks, Self-Employed, or even a good old-fashioned notebook if that's your style. The key is consistency. Track every single payment you receive. On the flip side, you also need to track all of your business expenses. This includes things like software subscriptions, office supplies, your internet and phone bills, business-related mileage, and even a portion of your rent if you have a dedicated home office. These expenses can be deducted, and that helps reduce your taxable income, which ultimately means you pay less in taxes. Now, let's talk about the specific forms you'll need. When it's time to actually file, you'll start with the standard Form 1040, just like most other taxpayers. But since you're self-employed, you'll also need to attach a couple of other forms, which are called schedules. First is Schedule C, which stands for Profit or Loss from Business. This is where you report all of your business income and list out all of those deductible expenses we just talked about. This is where you detail exactly how much you earned and what you spent to earn it. Then, you have Schedule C. This is the form you use to calculate your self-employment tax. This tax covers your contributions to Social Security and Medicare. Remember, as a freelancer, you're responsible for paying both the employer and the employee portion of these taxes, which currently comes out to about 15.3% of your net earnings. It's a big number, which is why deductions are so important. Here's a topic where a lot of new freelancers get tripped up: paying estimated taxes quarterly. If you expect to owe more than $1,000 in taxes for the year, the IRS requires you to pay estimated taxes in 4 quarterly installments. These payments are typically due in April, June, September, and then January of the following year. Think of it as a pay-as-you-go system for your taxes. If you don't make these quarterly payments, you could get hit with an underpayment penalty when you file your annual return, and nobody wants that. The good news is, making these payments is pretty easy. You can pay online directly through the IRS's website using their direct pay service, or you can set up an account on EFTPS.gov, which is the Electronic Federal Tax Payment System. This makes it simple to stay on top of your obligations throughout the year. Alright, let's dive a little deeper into deductions, because this is where you can really save a significant amount of money. The home office deduction is a big one. If you have a space in your home that is used exclusively and regularly for your business, you can deduct a portion of your rent or mortgage, utilities, and insurance. Other common deductions for freelancers include business-related travel like flights and hotels for a conference, the cost of meals with clients where you discuss business, any money you spend on advertising and marketing, professional development like online courses or certifications, and any equipment or tools you need for your work like a new laptop or a camera. The golden rule here is to keep all your receipts and invoices. You can take photos of them and store them digitally in the cloud. The more organized you are throughout the year, the less stressful tax season will be, and the more you'll be able to confidently lower your tax bill. If all of this is starting to sound like a lot, you are definitely not alone. It can be complex. That's why many freelancers choose to use tax software like TurboTax Self-Employed, H&R Block, or FreeTax USA. These programs are designed specifically for situations like ours and will walk you through everything, step by step, asking you questions along the way. However, if your freelance business is growing, or you have more complex financial situations, like multiple income streams or significant investments, hiring a professional might be a really smart move. A good CPA or tax advisor who specializes in self-employment can be worth their weight in gold. They can help you with strategic tax planning, find deductions you might have missed, and help you avoid common red flags that could potentially trigger an audit. It's an investment in your business's financial health. So, the time has come. You're ready to file the actual return. Before you begin, make sure you've gathered all your documents. That means all your 1099s, a complete record of all your income from every source including payments through PayPal, Venmo, and checks, and a well-organized list of all your business expenses with the corresponding receipts. As you fill out the forms, double-check your math and make sure your Schedule C and Schedule C are filled out completely and accurately. You can e-file your return through most major tax software platforms or even directly through the IRS Free File program if you qualified. If it turns out you owe money, you can pay online when you file. And if you're facing a large tax bill that you can't pay all at once, the IRS does offer payment plans that you can apply for. Finally, I want to leave you with a few final tips and reminders. First, and this is a big one, please don't wait until the last minute. The tax deadline always seems to sneak up on us. Give yourself plenty of time to gather all your documents, go through the process without rushing, and review everything before you hit submit. Second, you need to keep your tax records that includes your filed returns and all supporting documents for at least 3 years after filing. Some experts even recommend keeping them for up to 7 years, just to be safe. And third, as your freelance income continues to grow, it might be worth looking into forming a more official business structure, like an LLC or an S-Corp in the future. These can offer new tax advantages and, very importantly, provide liability protection for your personal assets. So, that is your comprehensive breakdown of how to file taxes as a freelancer. As you can see, taxes don't have to be terrifying if you stay organized, know the rules, and take full advantage of all the deductions you're entitled to. If you found this video helpful, please do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. And be sure to subscribe for more content on freelancing, managing your money, and boosting your productivity. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below. I do my best to respond to as many as I possibly can. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.